The younger hermits in the old monasteries may have found some difficulty in dealing with celibacy, as their testicles were converting simple cholesterol into a steroid hormone that is called testosterone, which travels into blood mostly bound to SHBG, sex hormone binding globules. However, while the testes are just the workers, the real creator is the hypothalamus. Human mind is a fascinating thing. It is a very fascinating object as it is designed to survive. It becomes one of the most deadly combination of hyper-reality. As to survive, there are many ways. You can protect yourself. Being on top of the food chain, man has well learnt all the tactics. But these tactics could only provide him with survival. And that's not his real need. His real need is immortality. Then comes the testosterone into play, as it provides the libido. To define libido, I cannot provide you with any boring definition. What I can only give you is one word, that is the potency. As I have earlier told you, this is not a science class, but still for now we can say testosterone stimulates spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is the process of making sperms, and what is sperm? You already know it. For potency, the ancient Hindu mind used the word ojas. Hindu monks went too ahead with knowing what's inside. They discovered the semen, when preserved with purity in thought, develops into ojas. They declared with heavy sounds that sperm, which has the power to create a new life, has also the power of taking away you from the jaws of death. Let's dive deeper. Brahmacharya was the word used by Hindu monks to define celibacy. By celibacy, they don't meant controlling your sexual urges. By celibacy, they meant purity of thought, whether the woman was draped in sari or she was naked. She is only one thing to be looked at in only one way, and that is like a mother. More about the concept of Holy Mother in our next video, but in today's video we can say that in the modern draconian world, Brahmacharya would baffle men and women, as they can control the urges but cannot control their thoughts. Sigmund Freud's Oedipus complex has some sort of relevancy in the study of psychogenic sexual behaviors. While Freud's theory is heavily argumented, his work is hard to challenge. And in the next part of this video, we'll look into it deeper.